Macmillan Audio presents The Art of Deception, a Daughter of Sherlock Holmes mystery by Leonard Goldberg. Read for you by Steve West. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 9. 1. The Vandal. December 1916. It was 10 days before Christmas when Inspector Lestrade called at 221B Baker Street to wish us, I assumed, the compliments of the season. But I was wholly mistaken, for he brought with him a most difficult case which defied resolution. Little did we realize that the aforementioned crime would produce tentacles which would reach into the darkest of secrets. Prior to laying out the details of the case, Lestrade warmed his hands before a crackling fire, for a sharp frost had set in, and the windows were thick with ice crystals. Only then did he take a long, deep breath, as if readying himself for a problematic task. What appeared to be trivial vandalism has now blossomed into widespread destruction of valuable art throughout the West End of London. These senseless acts have been perpetrated in exclusive galleries, and always at night when there were no witnesses to be found. But there are other features which make this business entirely unique. Inspector, one must be careful in applying the term unique to a given crime, no matter how outlandish it may seem, said my wife, Joanna, who was standing at the window, watching snow fall and dust the pavement below. If you carefully observe any criminal activity, regardless of how exceptional it may appear, you will discover it has been committed before and in most instances solved. Even those which resemble the Gordian knot. Particularly those, Joanna replied. For by definition, the Gordian knot presents an intractable problem, yet it can readily be solved by creative thinking. Which is why I have intruded on this most pleasant of holidays, said Lestrade. But I am afraid this is one knot which even you and the Watsons will have difficulty untangling. We shall see. Joanna stepped over to an inlaid shelf that held a Persian slipper which once belonged to her father. It was in the toe of this slipper that Sherlock Holmes kept his supply of rough-cut shag tobacco. Joanna reached in for a well-rolled Turkish cigarette and carefully lighted it with a strike-anywhere match. Holmes used the slipper to maintain the freshness of his tobacco, my father reminisced. I employ it for the same purpose, said Joanna, and started to pace the floor of our parlour, leaving a trail of smoke behind. And now, Lestrade, if you would be so kind, please describe the details of the crime which brings you out on this frosty morning. Commence with the initial, trivial act. But I would think that destruction of the most valuable works of art would be more revealing, Lestrade argued mildly. For it is here that the vandal seems to concentrate his activities. No, Joanna insisted. We must begin at the very beginning of this tangled web, if we hope to untangle it. Very well, then, Lestrade commenced. Some 10 days ago, the perpetrator broke into a pricey gallery in Kensington and proceeded to slash the painting of a handsome woman from the late Renaissance period. The work of art had already been seriously damaged by time and weather, and thus was not considered to be of great value. Was it a single cut? Asked Joanna. So it would appear, Lestrade replied. But after slashing, the vandal ripped the painting apart, ruining it completely. My father and I quickly exchanged knowing glances, for this case seemed similar to one which had occurred years earlier, and involved a crazed perpetrator who was apprehended and was currently residing in an...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?